Hola niños, ¿cómo están? Today's letter is the very hardest letter in all of Spanish. It's the letra R. R. When we see two letter R's together in Spanish like this, we do a trick in Spanish called rolling our tongue. Now that's something that's hard to do and it takes a lot of practice. It's kind of like learning how to whistle. You need to learn just the right place to stick the tip of your tongue, so put it right behind your front teeth on the top, and then try blowing a little bit of air and see if you can get the top of your tongue to bounce against the top of your mouth and make a sound like you're purring like a cat. It'll sound like this. And if we add sound to that, we get the sound of this letter. R, R, R. R. If you can't do it today, don't worry about it. It takes a little bit of practice. Even Spanish-speaking people have to practice this sound. So let's look at a few words that have a double R sound in them. Now, there are no words that begin with double R, so we'll look at some words that have R somewhere in the middle. First we have railroad. This is maybe the hardest word to say in all of Spanish. The word is ferrocarril. Ferrocarril. It's got a double R. Ferrocarril. Next we have a donkey. You might know this word already in English. It's called a burro. Burro. Next we have a cognate. The word for car in Spanish is carro. Carro. And last we have the word for earth. The word for earth is tierra. Tierra. So now let's look at some other words that have a doble R in it. First, we have a person. His name is Carlos Arroyo. Carlos Arroyo is from Puerto Rico. And he is an athlete, but he plays an unusual sport for a Spanish-speaking person. Carlos Arroyo plays basketball. It's not typical for Spanish-speaking people to play basketball because usually Spanish-speaking people aren't very tall. And Carlos Arroyo is not very tall either, but he's a good basketball player. He can jump high and he has big, strong arms so he can throw the ball a long way. And so he got to play professional basketball, even though he's a Spanish-speaking person from Puerto Rico. Next, we have a place. This place is called Tierra del Fuego. That means land of fire. So from that name, you might guess that Tierra del Fuego is a very hot place, but it's not. It's actually one of the coldest places in the world. It's way down here at the tip of South America, and it's shared by the countries of Argentina and Chile. It is almost touching Antarctica. That's how far south it is. So it is cold in Tierra del Fuego all year round. Even in the summertime, it doesn't get much hotter than 48 degrees. It can even snow in the summer. But people still live there. It's one of the farthest south places in the world where people actually live. It's too cold for people to live in Antarctica, but people do live in Tierra del Fuego. And besides people, you might find some other fun things living in Tierra del Fuego, like penguins and seals and walruses and all sorts of fun creatures that like to live in places where it's very cold. Next we have another person. This is a girl named America Ferrera. She has lots of R's in her name. America Ferrera is also a bilingual person. She speaks both Spanish and English, and she is an actress. She looks like this. But when you see her on television, she doesn't usually look like that because she's in a TV show called Ugly Betty. And here's what she looks like when she's on TV. It's a pretty funny TV show that comes on ABC. So keep your eyes open for Ugly Betty and watch for America Ferrera. So today, we're going to continue talking about el restaurante, and we're going to practice ordering some food in Spanish. So once you get good at it, maybe you could go to a Mexican restaurante. Try ordering your food in Spanish there. See what happens. We'll see you next time. Adios, amigos.